Hello everyone and welcome to the Gran Turismo weekly race guide once again. It's week 44 here in 2021 and in the background you can see Tokyo Expressway Central Outer Loop. We're also in Audi TTs if you're interested in that. But let's have a look at the race details first of all. We're racing 5 laps here at the Tokyo Expressway. It's a grid start but you do not need traction control and we are on sports hard tyres. Bit of a weird one, this one. The car can get loose and cause understeer occasionally. And in this race, as you've guessed by the title of this video, it's filthy. And including me a little bit in this one. But I do apologise in it. So sit back, relax, and yeah, let's have a look at exactly what happens, as well as a lap guide as well. Here we are then at the start as we get ready. Flash away. Thank you, Stig, there in P3. Flashing away there. We're side P9. Somebody left and somebody didn't get in the lobby. We also have a clown in this lobby, but we'll talk about that later on. And no, it's not me, before you will start pointing at me. However, here we are with the start. So you don't need traction control. It sort of gets like tiniest bit of wheel spin, but it helps the car. So just carry on as you would normally. So we're behind Shelty. We've got Dartman in there. Shout out to you. You did shout me in the lobby, of course. So shout out to you. We're going to head towards turn 1 then. And as I say, this car can get very tricky. So I'll break a little bit early here. I was expecting some contact here. And not that much, to be fair. I looked down the inside of Shelty here. And I let off. And you'll notice the rear wiggled the tiniest of bits. But it meant I understeered. And I went into Shelty. I whacked my hazards on there to apologise. Because it wasn't fair. So I moved over here and I'm letting off, but the Estonian decides to bumper draft me rather than I should have put my hazards on maybe. I blame the party last night. So yeah, I just carry on at that point. I was giving the position back. So we look on the outside of the German here. I don't realised I was there. But I go through here and we're catching up to the Croatian here, Golf Duja, as they hit the barrier there and get a huge 1.5 second penalty. Why can't we have that in the manufacturer time trial? They come in here. Obviously, I was on the inside there. I'm still on the inside. I can't really do much else there. Plenty of room on the outside. So we are going to take that position. And I can see Stiggs had a bit of an issue here. So I go to the left. But unfortunately, I just tap the rear of Stiggs. So Stiggs get a big boost. And that allows the Croatian down the inside. So I didn't want to go 3 wide here. So I do back out of this a little bit early. I do see the Estonian on the inside as well. So I'm sort of in the middle of the circuit here. And we managed to make it work somehow. It's a bit weird. We're in a cursed position though. But not for long as the Croatian takes the penalty there. So you can see it's a little bit wall barrier-y and like the car rear likes to lose itself a little bit. I did show the brake balance earlier of -1. That's what I tend to use in road cars anyway. In terms of this lap guide then, turn 1, you'll notice this yellow sign with also the telephone sign underneath it. I use this as a marker. You can see I've just gone on the brakes here. And what you want to do is try and get as close to 100 mile an hour through here as possible. You notice I carried a bit too much speed there. Didn't get the car turned in enough. It dropped under 100 miles an hour. Now, when you approach this sign right here, you can do this corner flat. It's very scary to do it because you think you're going to go into the barrier. So you turn at that point, and you notice I've turned in here. I'm keeping it flat, keeping it flat, keeping it flat. I'm on the very outside there, but the car can do it. So just to demonstrate that. Most of the time you'll want to lift a little bit just to be safe. So just keep that in mind. We're going to head up here. Now this is the dangerous corner where the car really gets unstable on braking because it's over the crest of the hill. So what I tend to do is I try and get as close to that bit of light there as possible. So you can notice I'm braking earlier. That's because I'm in the slipstream, so I'm carrying a bit more speed than normal. And my goal here is to maintain 105 miles an hour. And I actually do 106 there, so it shows you can, do better than that 105. But my goal there is 105 miles an hour. You will experience the rear come out a little bit there, so just be careful. Heading down here then, on the left-hand side, you have that yellow sign there. Again, braking early here is advantageous. So make sure you do brake a little bit early here. Come off the brakes a bit earlier. It just settles the car into the corner. Notice there, I'm letting the car roll a bit. I'll just brake a little bit more. I notice Prawn has just got a bit of oversteer there. So I'm going down the inside here. You have to brake earlier, which is why I'm braking here. But normally I brake as I reach that point of the highway markers. And I drop to 4th gear. Now, critically, this corner is 90 miles an hour. I noticed a lot of people going a bit deep here. So obviously, I took that on the tight line. So it's less than 90. But your goal is to hit 90 miles an hour there on that corner, and you will make it. You can get very close to the barrier. Look how close I am there to the barrier. This is all flat out, of course, and as you get to the end, towards the end of the tunnel, you're wanting to use the highway markers once again. Braking early is very useful here. Once again, braking early, letting the car be stable, far better than trying to outbrake everybody. So drop to 4th gear. Again, try and keep it at 90 miles an hour if you can as we approach Dartman. So I'm going to brake early here because I'm so close to Dartman. But just to point out the brake marker here, It's normally when the red and white arrow starts there on that left-hand side. So as you approach that point, and you're going to keep it in 4th gear. Now, as you come through here, you notice there, I'm trying to maintain 80 miles an hour. That's my goal, and I do get on the inside here of Darkman as well, so we've got a good little run going on. You can see the clown up ahead, of course, because, yeah, I don't know. It's every time I race them, yeah, you'll see. Anyway, I'm spoiling it. Spoilers! We're going to come through here then, and we've got that position up into P3, and I was thinking I could get the race win here. I was quite quick. I did practice for like 6 minutes on time trial, and I was getting pretty speedy here, so we catch up here to this battle. So I'm going to take a wide line, and you notice Mr. Amthrop gets it all sorts of wrong here. So go on the inside here. Now, I do tap him there, but he carried on turning. I didn't get that at all. Now, if you watch that back, and you might go, oh, Tidge, that was dirty. It wasn't. If you look, you were straighten up the line there. You wouldn't just close the door on a car on the inside. It was weird. I didn't get it. So I flashed my lights because I wasn't happy. But, you know, I was like, I'll just carry on racing for now. Strike 1. As you know, I do the 3-strike rule. So we're catching up again. Mr. Amthrop here. Coming down here, and I'm going to brake early. Brakes really late for that corner. You notice he gets it all sorts of wrong here. And I know he's going to do what he did earlier on. So notice he really darts right here. And I'm on the outside at this point. I'm like, oh, he's going to close the door here, surely. So again, it's just... I don't know if he's trying to give me room. I don't know. It's just, all the time when I race Mr. Amthrop, there's always carnage. And I hate racing him because of that. So he's not the cleanest in the world, in my opinion. Just needs to sort it out. But... yeah, this race, you are going to experience the barrier occasionally, and the car's understeering, so just be careful. But I think the odd good race you can have, because we had some good races there with Darkman, Piranha, etc. So, yeah, that is it for race A. Let's go to race B. Welcome to Monza, then, for race B. And it's not any old Monza. It's Monza without the chicane. The first chicane, that is. So, we go some ridiculous speeds here, which is why you can see the car we've chosen in the background. Let's have a look at the race details first of all. We're racing 4 laps here at Monza. It's a rolling start, and we are on the racing medium tyre. Now, as you can see, I'm in Bumblebee, because that's what it sounds like, or lawnmower. It doesn't sound very nice, this car, but however, it is the fastest car in a straight line, so that's what we've gone with. And you can check out my Group 3 BOP video that I did a while ago. Sorry, no, top speed test, etc. at the end of the video. Sorry, nice out, still catching up with me, I guess. Anyway, the livery is by CBR_Pasky GT. It's a very nice livery. It's the only livery I had already on the account. So there you go. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look at exactly what happened, because like the first one, there is some filth in this as well. Here we are then at the start. Flashing away there. P1 and P2. Happy days to you both. You can see we're starting P13. A few people didn't set qualifying times. We've got Shelty right in front of us once again. Apologies to Shelty, but I already apologized in Discord anyway. My brake balance for this car was 0 for this one. I found it started at +2, and the rear was sort of rotating a bit too much under braking, get a scary, so I put it to 0, and it seemed very nice, to be honest with you, as you'll see later on. Right, here we go then. We are going to get in the slipstream of that Peugeot Vision Gran Turismo car, which is the other big choice here. Corvette was chosen as well, but you want something fast, and the McLaren is that. So I go for bumper drafting initially with Shelty. I didn't really want to get past and have any issues on the Curva Grande. So we're just bumper drafting here. I also couldn't see the damn corner because of how low this is and how wide that car is. So I start poking my nose at it. I'm like, where is the corner? Lift off a little bit. Try and make sure I make it. So through I go. And then once again, because that car is so wide up ahead, I'm not going to go for the move here. It's just the look. Now, unfortunately, behind, somebody misses their braking point completely and smacks into the rear of me, which then I hit Shelty. And then I'm just trying to survive at this point. And then we continue on. I'm just assuming it was a mistake there. But we're up to P10. So 3 positions gained. Somebody got a penalty there as well. In fact, this is hilarious. So they take the penalty. The car is so wide. They get out of the way off the racing line and accidentally clip the grass and go spinning. Poor Tommy. Oh, dear. I did laugh when I saw that because I knew exactly what had happened there. As we just get a fastest lap here and go on to lap 3 already. So we've caught up to Shelty finally. And this is where, look at the speed we're going. Nearly 180 miles an hour. There we go on the inside of the Peugeot. Now, because I'm coming on a bit of a shallow angle, I do have to lift off a little bit here. And I realise I need to lift off a little bit more. Maybe not that much, but we survive and we continue on. And as you head towards this corner, actually, this is the lap guide. You're going to brake just before the 150 meter board. Now, the Curva Grande, you can do it flat. You just need to get some cojones there and you can do it flat. So you want to cut the first bit. Be careful of the car jumping up there because it's an MR car. The front just wants to lift up on any sausage. Now, here for Lesmo 1, you're looking for that shadow there just after the 50-meter board. You're going to drop to third gear and you're going to just turn the car in and it should just turn fine. Don't go on the throttle straight away. It tends to understeer quite quickly. Notice how I was just balancing it quite low. And then we continue on towards Lesmo 2 where we use the tree on the right-hand side. Or the 50-meter board if you want to use it, but I use the tree in case the 50 gets knocked out. But even so, again, you can use third or fourth gear here. Third gear, you're going to be instantly changing gear anyway, but some of you will like third gear, some of you will like fourth gear, so you can choose as you like. So Ascari, it was where I was having trouble with the brake balance, which is why I'm using 0 here, but it's our standard brake marker for Ascari. On the right-hand side there, where that orange painting or painted barrier is, literally that's where you're going to brake. And again, you're going to drop to fourth gear here. Now the rear might want to step out a little bit, so just be careful. I'll do it in third gear, sorry. And then it's fourth gear here. There we go. So it's third gear, then fourth gear. Apologies. I can't remember what I did now. But I know it's fourth gear during Ascari, so you saw it. So we are just off the slipstream here. So we're not going to have slipstream heading towards the Parabolica, so I can explain this properly for you. So as we head towards the Parabolica, you're looking for the 100-meter board, basically, or the tannoy on the left-hand side. And you're going to be braking after this. So it's always between the 100 and the 50. Now, if you've got slipstream, you're going to be braking closer to the 100. If you haven't, then you can brake in the middle of those two. So come through here. And then what you're going to look for this time is you're actually looking for a slightly later marker for your acceleration marker. Because this car understeers so much, look for that painted barrier. When you can see that, accelerate away. If you don't see that and you start accelerating, you're just going to understeer off, which you'll see in a little bit because you're probably going, where's the filth? Oh, don't worry, that's coming. So you can see up ahead, they are all messing about here, heading towards the second chicane. So I'm like, ooh, okay, this is going to get interesting. So we nail the first part, get a good run through the second part. I'm going to have a run on the Italian here. So we go on the inside. We've got our nose there. That is going to be ours for the taking. And we give lots of room on the outside here because we're kind, Mr. Italian. And we're going to continue towards the next part. He turns into me right at the end there, and that bounces him off to the left. Because initially I thought, oh, did I push him wide? So I had a look at it, and I didn't. He turned into me. So coming down here then, I went for the move. I saw it coming, so I was like, excellent. I'll leave some room on the inside, as you do. But no, apparently he wants to be a prat and just push me off. I had no idea why. Very dirty driving from that guy, Miji02 or whatever you're called. Very dirty. Yeah, not acceptable driving. But you will be able to have some good racing here, but there will be a lot of carnage. Just be aware of that. Like turn 1, lap 1, there will be constant carnage. Be careful. Have fun at race B. Let's jump to race C, which is actually new. Welcome to Suzuka then, which obviously isn't new. However, you can see we're in Group 1 cars, which is a brand new combo, I think. Do you know what? I need to catch up on my combo list and then actually give you that information, because I'm pretty sure this is new. It's certainly interesting, to say the least. And this race is very well put together, let's put it that way. Let's have a look at the race details then. We're racing 10 laps here at Suzuka. It's a rolling start, which has been fixed. Oh my word, beautiful Gran Turismo, Polyphony Digital, well done. Racing soft and medium tyres, both are required. ×2 fuel, ×7 tyre wear. That is it in terms of the details of the race. As I say, the rolling start has been fixed. You've got no buggy P20. Everybody starts on the start-finish straight. It's a win-win for absolutely everybody. Now, in terms of cars, I couldn't decide between the Toyota and the Porsche. I went with the Toyota. A Porsche wins the race. So that's a bit of a spoiler. I don't win the race. However, it gets a bit weird, this race, so just keep an eye out for it. So I went in the Toyota. I think the Toyota works. I think the Porsche works. The Audi doesn't work because it loses some of its hybrid at the end of the day. And when you come out that hairpin, you need that hybrid. Some people might be able to get it working, but I recommend the Porsche or the Toyota in this instance. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happened, the strategy, yeah, this one, a bit of a weird one with some good aspects to it. Here we are then at the start, and you're about to see the car choice of everybody. So we've got Porsche, we've got Toyota, Porsche, we've got Zoka in there, we've got Mama. Mama's streams now, by the way. Do check out Mama's in terms of his channel. He's trying to change with Curious Interview. If you haven't checked that out, it's also worth a watch with Mama's. So it's a very worthwhile watch, I would say. Right, here we go then. So as you can see, look at this. Starting on the straight, it's brilliant. +3 brake balance. That's what you need in terms of the Toyota. You might want to go further back or further forward. I don't know. I'd use that. Oh, livery as well. Sorry, ATK_uncle. They designed the livery. Thank you so much for the livery. Right, I'm going to head towards turn 1 then. Don't bin it here. It's better to brake early, especially on the cold tyres. Remember, I always say this. Tyre wear means tyre temps. You see max power all over the back of me already. Now, yes, I'm going to have to defend quite quickly here from max power. Let's see what we can do. Definitely get a different line there to try and get round me here. Coming into here, goes for that run round the outside. You're really good overtaking opportunity doing that line. I left the door open there just in case he went for it. He decided to back out of it for now. Through here we go. Heading towards the Casio Triangle. I come into the braking zone. I brake early just to avoid any carnage. And max power, a beautiful, beautiful move round the outside there. It was really well done. And you see a couple of people have had issues there. They're not the only ones to have issues in this race though, as we head down towards turn 1 then. Very easy to get this corner wrong. I've said this at the start. I'll say it now. Very easy to get it wrong. Shelty gets it wrong, turns in a bit too quick, and goes off. So we lose Shelty, and the driver behind also does that as well. We just check that, make sure Shelty does get back on. Right, we're coming down here, and there's going to be a slight tap on the Turkish driver who goes off there. But look at this for beautiful sportsmanlike conduct. Virtuoso, sorry mate if I pronounced that wrong, waits up for the driver. That's good to see. It's always good to see stuff like that. I say I tried in race A, but I was being bumper drafted at that point, so then it was a bit tough. Right, strategy. Lap 3, some people came in. But lap 2, Momos came in. And it's one of those where you want to avoid traffic. So you see, I cut up to a Spaniard there. I came into the pits, and I changed on lap 4. 16 seconds for a pit stop there. And you can see we've dropped behind max power and Cuba. Now, my whole idea here, going a bit later on in terms of the strategy, is that I will have the best tyres at the end so I can really attack. Oh, lap guide as well. We're doing this really fast today. End of the pit lane line. You want to start braking and turning in at that point. Now, you can go later on the brakes, but then you're risking going on the outside. So I'm picking you and giving you a safe marker there. As you can see, when I was talking about the strategy, we've already caught up to this group here, so it's going to get very interesting. So through the S's, you might want to tap the brake a little bit, get a bit of hybrid. However, it's all about balancing the car, really, letting the car run through the corners, letting the downforce work, unless you're in dirty air like I am. So going through here, you normally change gear in the middle of that corner to get a really big boost out of there, but because of the dirty air, I had to back off a little bit. Right, this next corner then. So you'll be braking at this marker here, the flag marker, the first marker, and you'll be turning at the 50-meter board. So I'm braking, and then I'm turning, and then I cut Tidgney 1. And as I get towards Tidgney 2, on the right side, as that tree disappears off your screen on the right side, there's a row of them. That's what I'm using as a brake marker now for Tidgney 2. You can use the cones as well. It's very rare that they do get battered, but if you're not using cones, you're gonna have to use that. We'll leave that corner. We have a fly-in FIFA there. That looked amazing. And coming into the braking zone here for the hairpin, literally the end of the curb, just before it. I'm braking really early here because I'm really close to Cuba and I don't want to hit Cuba. But I actually decide, because we broke so early, to try and go around the outside here. Cuba sees it. It's a good awareness from Cuba here. And literally, we go for that run around the outside, which is pretty insane, to be honest. We're going to attack the German at the same time as they are in the Audi, which, as I say, struggles with the hybrid. You've just seen it there. So we get on the outside here, and as you hit the spoon, you're going to use the tarmac on the right side. It's our common brake marker here at spoon, and we're going to be on the outside here. Very dangerous, and this is why it's dangerous, because they just turn into us a little bit. So we got forced to the outside. Luckily, we survived the slippery bit. This next part of spoon, as the curb ends there, you want to be turning in and dabbing the brake a little bit as well. Really slowing the car down, as you see there. I'm still on the outside of Cuba here. Good racing with Cuba, this. Beautiful stuff with Cuba as we continue on. And now you're about to see the advantage of Cuba there. Cuba's going to have a lot of speed here. Going to overtake me. And we're going to have to back out of this then. And then come into the left-hander here at 130R, which is flat, mainly. And then into the braking zone of Casio Triangle. You are looking for as the yellow line starts, that's what I use all the time. You actually want to brake just before that rather than at it, because sometimes the braking efficiency on this car, or on all of the Group 1 cars, can fail just due to the dirty air, so just be careful of that. So we continue out of there, and we're going to carry on with the racing. So we advance a little bit later on here, and we're very close to Cuba. Unfortunately, FIFA gets it all sorts of wrong there. Manages to catch it though, so fair play with that recovery. So up into P10 we go, and through there in Tidgney 1, and we're having to brake early here because we're so close to Cuba. As you're seeing, it's very hard to overtake with that dirty air and everyone having hybrid. So we're going to enter towards the hairpin then, and unfortunately FIFA gets it all wrong, and unfortunately I go slamming into the German. I had nowhere to go there, and look at FIFA in the mirror waiting up. Good sportsmanlike conduct again. I have no issues. Like, if you make a mistake and you do that, it's like, you're just giving it back. So I whack my hazards on to say, thank you for waiting up. We carry on racing. That's awesome sportsmanlike stuff. So shout out to you, FIFA. Shout out to Virtuoso as well there for waiting up earlier on in the race. Now, Cuba had a big issue there, was off the circuit, and I was coming in here, and I got a bit scared because Cuba came to the racing line. Unfortunately, it put me off a little bit here, and FIFA's going to go through. And I think Cuba waited up for me there, so thank you, Cuba. But to be honest, maybe I should just slow down it. I'm not sure. I wasn't expecting the dart to the right on the racing line, so tricky one. We advanced towards the end then, and we are going to come in P13, and a flying finish there for Ray Alex as well. Shout out to you. An interesting race. It's all about strategy. When you're in a pack, it's very hard to overtake with the dirty air. And as you see, a Porsche won, a load of Toyotas, and then the Porsches. The Audi isn't the car of choice here, so don't pick the Audi. But that is it for this weekly race guide. I do hope you enjoyed it. And apologies for the slight delay with this. It took me an age to get back from the party with Steve. Super GT, of course. And PX Cam. But that is it for me now, folks. Do give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to stay in touch with in terms of the content. But I hope you have a fun week of racing and hope to see you in another video or live stream very soon.